Peter says in 2 Peter, he says, grace and peace to you many times over as you deepen your experience with God and Jesus, our Master. Everything that goes into a life of pleasing God has been miraculously given to us by getting to know personally and intimately the one who invited us to God. The best invitation ever. We were also given absolutely terrific promises. Your tickets to participation in the life of God. So don't lose a minute in building on what you've been given. Complementing your basic faith with good character, spiritual understanding, alert discipline, passionate patience, reverent wonder, warm friendliness, and generous love. Each dimension fitting into and developing the others. With these qualities active and growing in your life, no grass will grow under your feet. No day will pass without its reward as you mature in your experience of our Master, Jesus. Without these qualities, you can't see what's right before you. Oblivious that your old sinful life has been wiped off the books. So, friends, confirm God's invitation to you, His choice of you.
He chose you.
Don't put it off. Do it now. So I just wanted to confirm God's invitation to you and to me this evening. That was 2 Peter 1, verses 1 through 11. It's the Message paraphrase. This weekend, God extended an invitation to me that I wanted to pass on to you. Our oldest daughter graduated from college, and with our children, we've taken the cars that we've driven and then just passed them on to them. And so her car is like 15 years old. And so Friday night, her electric windows would not go up in her car. And it's Friday night, and there's a whole agenda full of graduation celebration activities. And so these windows wouldn't go up. And so, I grabbed the car manual, and I'm looking to see where the fuses are for, the motor and for the switches. And so, I looked into the manual, and I checked all the fuses that were related to that. And then, I grabbed my phone. I looked to my phone and I thought, okay, I texted a couple friends that I knew were in the area, and I said, tell me the best mechanic you know. And then I went to Chick-fil-A and consoled myself with waffle fries. Large waffle fries. So I'm thinking, how is this all gonna work? There's graduation ceremonies, and how am I going to get the car dropped off, and how in the world are we going to pick it up when our graduation ceremony, and so I went to bed with all this stuff rolling around in my head and in my heart. And when I woke up, that the first moment I was conscious to realize, okay, I'm here, I'm awake. Jesus said to me what he said to Martha in Luke 10. Do you remember Martha? That they had a meal prepared, and Jesus was at the home of Martha and Mary, and the scriptures say that Martha was distracted by all of the preparations that had to be made. And she kind of got her feathers ruffled, and Mary had the audacity The audacity to sit at the feet of Jesus when all of these preparations had to be made. So Martha comes to Jesus. Jesus, doesn't it bother you that she has left me to do all the work? And Jesus responded to Martha, and he responded to that guy that was trying to figure out what to do with the windows that wouldn't go up. He said, Martha, Martha, you are worried about many things. But only one thing is needed. And Mary has chosen what's better. And what she's chosen, it won't be taken away from her. Remember, this is the Mary that was not only at Jesus' feet for instruction, but this is the Mary that, remember when her brother Lazarus died? You know, Jesus seemed like he was late. Things didn't unfold like, Jesus wasn't being Jesus, the Jesus she thought she knew. This was kind of out of character for him. What transpired it was hard to wrap your finite mind around what an infinite God was doing. So Martha and Jesus has this conversation, and then Jesus has an encounter with Mary. So Martha goes back, says, Mary, the teacher's calling for you. Mary goes to him, but before she stands on her own 2 feet and spouts off her opinion about what Jesus should have done, how he should have done it, when he should have done it, the scriptures say that she fell at his feet. And then she spoke. Here's this Mary at Jesus' feet for instruction. This Mary at Jesus' feet, I believe, acknowledging his lordship. To say, Jesus, I don't understand. This doesn't seem fair. It doesn't seem right. It seems out of character for the way that I've known you in my life to this point. It doesn't make sense. But before I stand on my own 2 self-sufficient feet and tell you what I think, you are Lord. I trust you. You are who you say you are. And you will do what you say you will do.
That's right.
So this Mary was at Jesus' feet for instruction. She was at Jesus' feet acknowledging his lordship in John chapter 11. And then in John chapter 12, she's at his feet again. Do you remember she broke the alabaster jar, that irrevocable act of worship? She poured out the nard and she took her hair and she wiped his feet with her hair. The glory of a woman, Proverbs says, is where? In her. She took her glory, that hair, and she wiped his feet with her hair. You know, you can't be standing when you're wiping Jesus' feet with your hair. This spiritual posture that Mary had to be able to sit at Jesus' feet, it just begs the question, at whose feet are you? At whose feet am I? See, God showed me lovingly, a dad showing his son. He just showed me, my first instinct is to run to the foot of the internet. My first instinct is to run to my cell phone and text my friends. My first instinct is to run to Chick-fil-A and console myself with a large waffle fry. when ultimately Jesus' invitation is to come. Come to me. Look to me. Draw close to me. Bring me a little closer. Matthew 11, Jesus is paraphrased as saying, are you tired? Are you worn out? Are you burned out on religion? Come to me. Get away with me and you'll recover your life. I'll show you how to take a real rest. Walk with me and work with me. Watch how I do it. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace. I won't lay anything heavy or ill-fitting on you. Keep company with me. And you'll learn to live freely and lightly. You know, I'm so mindful that tonight many of us are facing things a whole lot more serious than windows that won't roll up. I'm mindful that some of us have received doctor's reports that perhaps are God's invitation. Would you come to me before you run to the internet? Before you run to the cell phone? Before you run to Chick-fil-A? Would you just come to me? I'll give you my peace. I'll give you my joy. I'll give you my deep rest, my peace that goes beyond human understanding. Some of us have bills sitting on our counter that we don't have a clue how they're going to get paid. Would you allow that to be Jesus' invitation? Would you come? Would you come to me? And some of us have relationships that seem irreconcilable. Water's gone under the bridge that it seems like there's no way. Would you allow that to be Jesus' invitation? Would you come to me before you try to figure it out on your own? So the invitation's still the same. Are you tired? Are you worn out? Are you burned out? Come to me. So Jesus, we don't want to run and bow down to the foot of the internet anymore. We don't want to run and bow down to the foot of our group texts. And honestly, God, I don't want to bow down to the foot of the refrigerator. I just want to take you up on your invitation.
Yes.
I just want to come to you. So we take you up on that invitation and we come. We draw a little closer to you. We receive your grace to let go of the stuff we're trying to figure out, that we're trying to fix, that we're trying to put into order, and we let it go. And we receive your grace. And thank you, sovereign God, who can put that thing in order, who can reconcile that relationship, who can take care of our debts in an instant, who can heal us. So we we joyfully surrender. We give it up. To you we look. Life giver, sustainer, redeemer, reconciler, restorer. The one who can repair ancient foundations. So we come. We come.